Hello and welcome to RTG Digital News in Brief. It is Sunday, 15th February 2026. We bring you the latest updates from Garissa, Kenya, Somalia, the region and beyond. Garissa Teachers Training College, GTTC, has recorded a surge in student enrollment, growing from just 104 students in 2023 to an unprecedented 1,718 registered learners today. The record makes it one of the fastest expansions for a teacher training institution in the region. Garissa Township Member of Parliament, retired Major Deco Barrow, inaugurated 10 newly constructed modern classrooms and a 200-student hostel at the college. He said infrastructure improvement at the facility is both a response to and a catalyst for the institution's rapid growth. Retired Major Barrow noted that transformation at the institution reflects a firm belief that institutions in Garissa can compete favorably with the best across the country. Garissa County's Executive Secretary for Kenya National Union of Teachers, Mr. Abdirizak Hussain, attributed the sharp rise in enrollment to deliberate leadership, sustained investment, and renewed confidence in local institutions. Mr. Hussain said the expanded facilities are part of a broader strategy to address the chronic teacher shortage in the Greater Northern region by training more educators locally. The availability of modern classrooms and student accommodation is expected to boost the institution's capacity and appeal. This will enable it to admit more qualified applicants than ever before. The college is positioning itself as a key driver of educational development and teacher workforce expansion in Garissa and the wider region. Police officers in Madogo town, Tana River, have arrested 3 suspects following a targeted anti-drug operation aimed at dismantling local narcotics distribution networks. The operation was conducted by officers from Madogo Police Station and took place at Adele Estate within the town. Authorities reported recovering substantial quantities of suspected cannabis sativa, including 672 rolls of bang, 700 grams of cannabis seeds, and 1.73 kilograms of unprocessed cannabis. According to the National Police Service, NPS, the operation forms part of an ongoing nationwide crackdown targeting drug trafficking and substance abuse. During the raid, one of the suspects allegedly assaulted a police officer and attempted to obstruct the operation by inciting members of the public. Despite the resistance, officers maintained control of the situation and completed the operation without further incident. The 3 suspects were escorted to Madogo Police Station, where they remain in custody pending arraignment. The recovered narcotics and related materials have been secured as exhibits. The National Police Service reaffirmed its commitment to combating drug trafficking and protecting communities from the harmful effects of illegal substances. Members of the public have been urged to cooperate with law enforcement by providing credible information to support ongoing anti-drug initiatives. Senator Abdul Haji recently held a meeting with the elders of the Samawatal Gate of the larger Ogaden clan, led by Sultan Hassan, Sultan Omar, Sultan Shuri. The engagement is a strategic step as Senator Haji prepares for the 2027 Garissa County gubernatorial race, which has attracted several candidates. In Somali politics, elders play a crucial role in a system built on negotiated democracy and consensus building. Senator Abdul Haji is notably the first candidate to formally engage with the Samawatal Gate elders. The youthful politician signaled his commitment to traditional consultative processes. The Council of Elders is instrumental in shaping political endorsements as they deliberate and build unity around preferred candidates before elections. Senator Haji emphasized the importance of inclusive dialogue, unity, and collective decision-making as the 2027 elections approach. Other contenders for the Garissa gubernatorial seat include former Governor Ambassador Ali Korane, former Principal Secretary Abdikani Dubat, Mohammed Moulid Shurye, and Ahmed Ibrahim Abbas, also known as Bishar Ijara. The session highlights the blend of both traditional and modern political processes in Garissa County, underscoring the enduring influence of elders in Somali politics. Eunice Deco for RTG Digital. We bring you the latest updates from Garissa, Kenya, Somalia, the region, and beyond. Kenya will reopen the Mandera border post with Somalia in April, ending nearly 15 years of closure along the frontier. President William Ruto made the announcement during a tour of Mandera County, saying the move aims to restore connectivity between communities separated by security restrictions and revive cross-border trade that once supported thousands of families. Kenya shut the border in 2011 following the launch of Operation Lindanchi, a military operation targeting Al-Shabaab after a series of cross-border attacks. In 2016, the administration of President Uhuru Kenyatta reinforced the closure indefinitely, citing persistent terror threats and illicit trafficking. The shutdown disrupted key crossing points in Mandera, Wajir, and Garissa counties, separating families and crippling informal trade that underpinned local economies. President Ruto said improved security cooperation and strengthened border management have created conditions for reopening, describing the decision as a balance between national security and economic survival. He also announced plans to address electricity shortages in Mandera, including the installation of a 3-megawatt generator and efforts to link the county to Ethiopia's power grid. The reopening is expected to boost trade, restore family ties, and support broader development efforts in northern Kenya. The President of Jubaland State, Ahmed Mohamed Islam, and the President of Puntland State, Saeed Abdullahi Deni, have held a joint meeting with former President of the Federal Republic of Somalia, Mohamed Abdullahi Mohamed, popularly known as Farmajo. The meeting took place following a courtesy visit by the former head of state to discuss the ongoing political consultations among Somalia's key leaders. According to sources close to the discussions, the leaders exchanged views on the country's current political climate, security situation, and the need for strengthened cooperation between the federal government and federal member states. The talks are understood to have focused on national unity, the fight against terrorism, and the importance of inclusive dialogue in addressing Somalia's constitutional and electoral processes. The leaders reaffirmed the need to safeguard stability and promote collaboration in advancing development and peace across the country. African leaders have renewed pressure for reforms at the United Nations Security Council, demanding fair and permanent representation for the continent in global decision-making. Speaking during a meeting of the African Union's Committee of 10, C10, heads of state and government on the reform of the UN Security Council, held on the sidelines of the 39th African Union Summit in Addis Ababa, President William Ruto said Africa must stand united in calling for justice within the global governance system. He described the continued exclusion of Africa from permanent membership as a grave injustice that undermines the legitimacy and inclusivity of the global body. The C10, established by the African Union, leads Africa's collective push for comprehensive reform of the United Nations Security Council. The committee advocates for at least 2 permanent seats with veto power and 5 non-permanent seats for Africa, in line with the Ezulvini Consensus and the Sirte Declaration. African leaders have long argued that the current structure of the Security Council, comprising 5 permanent members with veto power and 10 non-permanent members, reflects the geopolitical realities of 1945 rather than today's global order. Despite accounting for 54 countries and a significant portion of the Council's agenda, Africa has no permanent seat. President Ruto emphasized that unity among African states remains critical in strengthening the continent's bargaining power in intergovernmental negotiations at the UN General Assembly. The 39th AU Summit brought together heads of state and government to deliberate on key continental priorities, including peace and security, economic integration, climate resilience, and institutional reform. That is all we have for you in this news brief. Thank you for being with us. Stay connected on www.rtgdigital.com. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.